Hello, my name is Jay Barnes, and for my rhetorical speech, I will be addressing why I think euthanasia should be legalized. So, if you don't know, euthanasia is the painless killing of an individual that is and has an incurable disease that has an incurable disease. This may include like being in hospice or having cancer and knowing you're going to die, and or just being in a coma. So whether we like it or not, among a number of patients at the end of their often terrible battle with debilitating incurable diseases, to end their suffering with the support of their relatives, they choose to get euthanized. And I believe to deny this right for patients is only prolonging the suffering of individuals as well as their families. So I think that in order for euthanasia should be legalized, but there should be some safeguards in place to ensure that the patient's last wishes are being fulfilled. So some safeguards I would include are the patient must be terminally ill, the patient must be an adult, they must be mentally competent, and they must be in severe pain. And as well as two individual physicians must be satisfied that the above conditions are present in order for them to actually carry out the process of the patient being euthanized. So ethos is a rhetoric device that appeals to what is right and what is wrong. So, for when advocating for euthanasia, it will maximize good consequences for society as a whole because it enhances the concept of respect for autonomous decisions of dying patients. This also promotes the trust in doctors that are treating terminally ill patients, and it creates a cost-effective medicine for end-of-life situations. I don't want to say there are benefits for legalizing euthanasia, but there is an upside of legalizing it. So some of the positives from legalizing euthanasia include realizing individual autonomy with patients, reducing needless pain and suffering, as well as providing psychological reassurance to dying patients. So logos is the appeal of logic, and so when discussing um legalizing euthanasia, you want to decide that you want to ensure that you have all your facts to make sure that the process can actually go through. So, safe, legal, and assisted death should be available as an option to people with terminal illness. And this is because people should be able to die on their own terms and not have to endure constant suffering that can be ended. So, and if a dying person does not want to suffer anymore, they should have the option to do what they choose with their body, which is touches on the body autonomy. And pathos. Pathos appeals to the audience's emotions. The original notion of euthanasia was that of the physician preparing the patient for a peaceful death by attempting to relieve the psychological distress the dying accompanying the dying process. So euthanasia and assisted suicide will minimize the pain and suffering of those patients most in need. And to allow a terminally ill individual to end their life is only humane, rational, and a compassionate choice. So I decided to interview my roommate, who was actually an honors biology major, and she agreed with me that she believes that euthanasia should be legalized. However, she does say that doctors should have safeguards in place in order to ensure that the patient's wishes are being carried out. So she said that doctors should have the ability or access to do so only if they use their medical knowledge and properly evaluate the patient to ensure that they actually want this procedure to be done. And if the patient is evaluated properly or in the right state of mind, then the patient should have the ability to end their life how they choose. And so for my works cited, I cited the journalsuchicago.edu, and this website actually just had information from doctors and their actual opinions on whether euthanasia should be legalized or not. Another citation I have is mayoclinicproceedings.org, and this website just gave me insight on what euthanasia actually is. And lastly, I use theguardian.com, and this website gave me more information on euthanasia as well as some others' opinion, like doctors' opinions on whether euthanasia should be legalized or not. So thank you.